Good evening. Welcome to the Dugout. The team is still at Eden Gardens. They're still in Kolkata. Test match is over, but technically they should have been there till today. Today would have been the last day, the final day of the test match. So they have decided that let's stick to the plan. Why change it? So what if the test match got over in 2.5 days? Let's stay here. And they were to leave for Guwahati a day after the test match, which would have been Wednesday. And I think they're sticking to that plan, and they will be leaving for Guwahati come Wednesday. The team had an optional training session. What happened there, that is something that we'll dwell upon. We'll get you all the details. That's also our primary debate, as you can see with our title, with 6 players turning up for an optional training session. What was the thinking behind that? That's something that we'll discuss. But the team may not have gone to Barsapara. We will take you to Barsapara. We have inside information. Shane Dias has spoken. He comes from the eastern part of the country. He has some sources much beyond West Bengal also. So he has used his phone, dialed up a few people, and has got you information from Barsapara. Yes, Shane, please. What is it that the Indian team can expect?
So the Indian team can expect what it is that they asked for, which is spin-friendly conditions. But one small twist, because
they asked for it.
Yeah.
Again, this
yes,
is pretty much.
Yes. That's pretty much a given. What we were getting to hear is that it's being given this way because that is the demand of the team management.
So they have not learnt anything from what happened.
Yeah, clearly not.
They don't win or learn.
No, they
didn't win.
They neither win nor learn. That's the problem.
Nor did they learn. They're saying we've lost on this pitch, but we will want a similar pitch in Guwahati. Is that the message?
Yes. That you want spin-friendly conditions. Yeah. The only difference, obviously, is that in this case, because Barsapara traditionally tends to favor, like the pitch usually, and we watched it, obviously red ball is no indication, but it's traditionally a red soil pitch, which can obviously assist some good bounce, seam movement early on, which means that if they try and tweak that around and tweak it around now, rather than what happened in Eden Gardens, whereby they tweaked it at the last minute, then you ended up getting the sort of a Frankenstein's monster pitch, which suited no one. They're already very clear that no, we're going to make it spin friendly.
New Frankenstein.
I'm very keen to watch it.
Great reviews.
Very keen to watch it. For only
simple reason. It's been remade so many times.
Yeah.
But this one, I believe, is.
People are getting mad for the fact that people are posting spoilers online, and I'm like, my brother in Christ, that book was written 2 centuries prior. I also read it, obviously. I studied literature, so I had read the book originally, analyzed it. I'd like to watch a revamp of it because it was a fascinating book. By the way, just since we're on that, most people don't know that the monster is actually not named Frankenstein. It's the most incorrigible mistake people make. The guy who made the monster was named Frankenstein, and so people often confuse it as being Frankenstein the monster as opposed to.
It's actually a love story.
Yeah. Because his creation just wants some sort of reaffirmation, to use a term that's very popular nowadays, some sort of validation from his owner, but he's just shunned. And that's eventually it's a tragic love story, really good. And if you guys haven't read it, watched it, please go ahead. It's a very good thing. But back to the pitch. So what you're expecting here is spin-friendly conditions with consistent bounce. That will be where it differs.
So that will change things for India.
No.
Not that the bounce created trouble for India. It's just that they could not play on a turning surface.
I wholeheartedly agree.
Some of them played some rash strokes, and some of them got beaten on the turn.
I am a little piqued with the consistent bounce thing that you say, because inconsistent bounce is not in control, right? You can't really make a pitch out there saying, that this definitely will have inconsistent bounce. Little that I understand about the science of pitch making. How are we in that direction, and how are we looking at things where it is sort of being put in a manner that
the difference is that what he mentioned is that red soil. So what that does is it usually has good bounce, red soil pitches. So once it's a good bouncy pitch, it will also not leave a lot of dust. So they feel that in that sense, bounce will be slightly higher, and because there's no low bounce.
Also, one more thing, they're preparing it from now to be sprint ready. with Kolkata, the key difference we keep knowing is that they were preparing one kind of pitch. Team management came, looked at it, said, no, we didn't want this. So they had to kind of try and salvage something in the last minute, right? It's like if you go and order a cake in advance, and then they're like halfway through making the cake, then you tell them, no, you wanted something different. What are they going to do? They'll give you something which no one wanted and which no one's happy with. That's exactly what you got. Now, though, I think they're already, the Barsapara officials are operating under the assumption that they want spin-friendly conditions. We're going to give them that, but because we're tweaking the pitch from now, it shouldn't be inconsistent bounce. That being said, I do agree with your point that inconsistent bounce, good bounce, spin undoes everyone.
See, spin, no spin are sort of some sort of guarantees which can be given or you can interpret, but bounce, inconsistent bounce, that just strikes a bit odd to me.
The thing is, the problem is you are caught in your own narrative. Now that you've come out, you asked for that pitch was given to you, you lost the test match, you could not even blame the curator for it. Now, and then you've come out and said that we did not lose because of the pitch, we should have bloody well chased down 124. The problem lies with our batter, which is to a part true as well, but also that you know fully well that is the problem that you have with your batting lineup, then why would you want that? So, it's not that it came as a bolt from the blue, it's a surprise. We've been seeing it, that it's been happening, so what prompted you? So I think you made a mistake by asking for a pitch like that. Now the problem is, because you have to be GTU, Gire to bhi tang upar, which is, no, what we are saying is right. We will now win and we'll win on similar conditions. So now you will ask for the next pitch also to be prepared like that. You have no other option.
Exactly.
Because as soon as you make a good pitch, now they'll say, Dekha, you realized from your mistake, you learned. See, now you've got good pitch and you've won also. So you were wrong then.
Because then knives will be out once again, and then the world will be reminding whosoever turns up then for the press conference that this should have been the learning from New Zealand as well. You were being over adventurous. Why would you go ahead and say that this is exactly the pitch that you wanted? But now, since so much is at stake, you're already trailing, you're staring at a series defeat, you go back on your word, you go ahead and produce the kind of pitches that we saw during the England series, and then the world will be like, what prompted you to go back and do something foolish as something that inflicted a 3-0 series whitewash?
It takes me back a little bit to what the Indian team did during the home Border Gavaskar Trophy series. That was in 23. So I remember they had that Indore shocker because you were 2-0 up, you were 2-1 up.
Swastika.
Oh, good God, I cannot forget that.
While you were talking about the surface, I was briefly taken back to the time that the Australians, remember, wanted to practice and the pitch got
watered.
From that to that extreme, you reached the other extreme this time where you allowed South Africa to play on full-fledged bowling and you gave them a good pitch, that A team.
This is some different levels, but what I also was talking about is that you lost on that, and that was, by the way, the worst pitch of the series. I remember because there's one dismissal that will stick with me forever. Matthew Kuhlman bowling one to Rohit Sharma coming dancing down the track and it's spinning wildly, 8-degree spin. I'm like, okay, you've dug yourselves in a nice little hole here. But then after that, because you knew you had the series result you wanted, what did you do in Ahmedabad? You gave an absolute road. You gave the kind of road that the Pakistan Cricket Board would be proud of.
You needed a draw.
Yeah,
for WTC.
Yeah, exactly. So my point is, you switched about there when it was convenient. You can do the same here. And I remember at that point, Dravid also came in the press conference, and he pretty much admitted, he's like, yeah, we knew that this was a case of just ensuring that we don't lose, and you went for it. I remember how many batters got hundreds in that particular test match. Horrible test match.
I have a question just on that. So now, okay, whatever pitch you've asked for, we've discussed that, you have to prove that you were right at that time, so you want a pitch like that. Could they have not gone a bit earlier to Guwahati and kind of gotten used to those conditions? Let's assume, as Shane is pointing out, yes, they've asked for a spin-friendly pitch, but it will have better bounce and all of that. So go practice on similar pitches there, red soil pitches there to get ready. You have the opportunity to do that. I know Guwahati may not be as fancy as Kolkata, but sure, you're playing a series. It's not a holiday where you will see your convenience and all of that. I agree that practice facilities, maybe you'll say that Eden and this and that, all that is fine. But you're not now playing at Eden. You're playing at Barsapara, different condition. Would you not have wanted that? I don't know.
See, you ideally would have.
And it's not like you and I, like supposing what happens, we book our air tickets in advance. We are poor people. We don't have money, supposing to change dates. Unless it's an emergency, you and I will not change our tickets.
Correct.
Because changing tickets costs a bomb. The difference becomes too much. So you and I, it's BCCI, na? Our hotel not be a problem. You and I can't change. And last moment hotel booking is so expensive. We plan our holidays in advance. But BCCI can get 2 more days. It's where your secretary comes from. You can easily do that. You can get your flight tickets a bit early. Why wouldn't you go there and practice? I don't know.
Mystifying. It's really mystifying because I again keep wondering what is the point of them staying there. There's nothing to be done here now, right? It's not like COVID times whereby you knew you were playing. I remember you'd have one venue, you'd have two test matches. So you're going there and trying to figure out what will help us. You're also playing on practice pitches. So kind of, I don't quite understand.
At the moment, I feel the word acclimatization, you're not best friends with that word maybe. Because you had that opportunity. We asked similar questions when you went for that ODI series to Down Under, and the pod deck was kept us, made us all ask the question as to why is it that so many of the players who are not playing active cricket at the moment, why is it that a contingent could not have been sent? Yes, there was other cricket happening as well, but why is it that the others could not go and acclimatize? I remember they'd gone in 2 batches, but they'd all gone in 1 day apart, 1 day away from each other. So I don't know if at the moment priority is to go acclimatize.
The only reason I can think of, if you stay back in Kolkata, let's say, as I said, unlike average middle class people like us who can't afford last minute changes, BCCI does not have that problem. The only reason I could have thought that you stay back in Kolkata is if you utilize the worn out pitch. In Indore, you didn't allow Australia to use it because you didn't want them. Australia wanted to do that. They lost the test match. They wanted to utilize those conditions by practicing on that worn out pitch because they knew similar conditions will await them going forward. They wanted to utilize.
Was that Indore or was that in the first test, Nagpur? Nagpur was the third test.
No, that was Indore, I think. Where they
But Indore they won. Australia won.
Nagpur then.
Nagpur.
that would have been Nagpur.
Oh no, actually I think it was Delhi. It was the second test.
No.
Nagpur.
Nagpur, yeah. So there you watered the pitch.
Wherever you wanted Australia to not practice.
Not practice.
Yeah. So you trouble them. Yeah. Actually, out of all that thing, they went on to win in Indore. Correct. But you didn't want them to practice. Now my point is the only logic that I can see now, if with India staying on here, is if they would have gone to that pitch, which would have been a 5-day pitch or a 4-day pitch to today because you played 2.5 days, so it would have been your 4th day pitch if you played on that. Then I would agree that maybe you've got ready-made conditions where that pitch where you found difficult to bat on exists. So you go and play on that pitch. But looking at the pictures which we've been sent, the team was practicing on the side pitches. They did not even practice on the main. Now side pitches, whatever you try and do, cannot replicate a 4-day-old pitch. You can make it dry, you can do whatever, cannot replicate. So you've not even utilized that pitch. So might as well would have gone to Barsapara. And then that brings me to the other question. If you have struggled against, and you yourselves are saying that pitch was not an issue, you should have chased 124 down. In your own word, in the team management's word, the batting fell short. They need to be better at facing spin bowling. Then why did all of 6 players come out to practice? 2 out of those players are not even show shot starters to be playing the test match. So effectively your bowlers, none of your top order batters have come out to practice. There was no Yashasvi Jaiswal who's come out to practice today.
No KL
Rahul who's come out to practice today.
There was Devdutt Padikkal,
And Sai Sudarshan.
As I said, the only 2, Sai Sudarshan and Padikkal are still not certain to play, right? So your top order, rest of the batters needed to bat. Okay, Gill is, I know, not fit. But no Rishabh Pant, no KL Rahul, no Yashasvi Jaiswal. Those are your key batters, who are going to help you win test matches or get that 55 runs that a Temba Bavuma got. You look at these players to get you. None of them came out to practice today.
Also, what's funnier is that you can see on some of the net visuals that they're facing a pacer.
No, they had both net sessions. They had the fast bowling net session.
It's washy bowling on the
the other side.
So, I mean, certain things they did right. They had a Washington Sundar bowl for 1 hour on one pitch where the batters were playing. That's primarily because Harmer was the wrecker-in-chief for South Africa, and off-spinner troubled them. So the batters that reached there said, Washi, you please bowl to us. For 1 hour, they faced bowling of Washington Sundar, to which I can see there is some sort of logic. I agree. But who are the ones who are going to benefit from that?
The ones who are guaranteed to start.
Yeah, but the only 2 guaranteed starters in that sense were there practicing in a Jurel and Jadeja and Washi. Chalo, 3 of them. 3
And even
batters.
Washi was mostly bowling.
No, but then he batted.
Yeah.
So 3 of them.
Though one could argue now that since you saw extended sessions for Devdutt and Sai, perhaps one of them could be in line if there is no Shubman Gill.
See, firstly, the reports that are now coming in, the latest, I don't know how much to believe everything, but I mean, I think there is suggestion that Gill might play the next test match. And there is quite I know that by and large the media was reporting that he's out, but what's really emerged today is that he's definitely traveling to Guwahati. There is a good chance that he will be playing. So that's that. And secondly, in that rare chance that he does not play that particular test match, I don't think you can afford to bring in another left-hander.
Correct.
Your problem was that you had 6 left-handers, which is the highest ever in the history of Indian cricket. You've never gone in with 6 left-handers. Now the 2 that are waiting on the sideline, or the ones who came for practice, are both left-handers. Inside Sudarshan Devdutt Padikkal, right? Okay, you can bring a Nitish Reddy. I think you will have to bring in a Nitish Reddy in case Gill doesn't make it. Or you will have to go ask Sarfraz or Gaikwad or Sarfraz, Gaikwad, maybe Rajat Patidar. Rajat Patidar you can't because
he's injured.
Yeah.
So you'll have to bring in a right-hander only. So I think Nitish Reddy then becomes the only other option who you bring in if you need a right-hander. So you can't bring in a left-hander. So in that sense, going back to that point, effectively only 3 players that are show-shot starters for you in the next match came to practice their batting, which was, according to you yourself, there was nothing wrong with the pitch. Your batting failed. Then shouldn't 2 things, like basic things, all the batters should have been here who could not get runs against spin bowling, because you need to get better on that. No? It's not even workload management. I can agree with all that when there is no visible issue with you per se. There is no problem or any area that you need to work on. And then if you're just coming out to the net session to get some rhythm, you can always say, no, maybe they need to relax. See, the fast bowlers didn't come, I completely understand. Okay, Siraj, Bumrah, they need to rest, fine. I can understand. But I would want all my batters, Akshar Patel, Rishabh Pant, KL Rahul, Yashasvi Jaiswal, all of them should have been here batting at the nets. But they're not there. It's an optional practice session. Neither has the team gone there in Barsapara to get acclimatized to the condition. Neither did the team, if they stayed back, utilize the main pitch, which is ready-made to trouble you. Get the net bowlers and your own bowlers to bowl that. That also is not happening.
And to make it even funnier, the batters who were apparently practicing, at least the ones against spin, without their front pads, huh? So,
though that...
No, my point is that's okay. I'm saying then shouldn't that further add credence that if you want to get that sort of practice whereby you're using your bat as the main line of defense, it should be your main batters. All of them, especially the ones who struggled.
And
I also don't understand. See, T-1, I understand, okay, workload management. Everyone's got their own way of getting into the mold for match day. That's fine, you make that as an optional session. But after a drubbing like that, I don't know if this should have been an optional session to begin with. This should have been a proper session, because this is what will get you out, right? You need to galvanize, you need to find ways. There are some tough calls that need to be taken. There are some hard yards that you need to put in as a team. And I doubt if there was really this need of this being an optional session. Completely get it if it's T-1. Totally get it. You're risking injury, all of those things as well. I get all of that. But after such a dismal performance, only a few players turning up, I don't get that.
Also, you've missed out on 2 days of test match cricket, technically, because of this thing. So what workload management?
Yeah.
It got managed. Please go and practice. It doesn't need to be optional.
It will come if you have gotten 100, na? You work too hard.
Or if you bowled like 60, 70 overs.
That has even gotten anything, the only half century that you've gotten is Temba Bavuma in the test match. So you've not even had that kind of a workout. in terms of a batting workout.
I
Gym
believe
workout is another thing.
Gambhir should have really exercised his position and the power that he enjoys. Because see, again, I don't know if this is again some protocol that exists that, but at least I don't know of, that such and such time has to be whatever a optional session or not. But if there's not, then Gambhir, I remember him saying very well that the only time there has to be workload management, or used to be and should be as well, I completely agree, should be for the fast bowlers. For them you really need to, but for batters you need to be just mindful. Simple as that.
The other thing that I did read about in the practice session is that the focus was on attacking spinners. The focus was on playing a lot of sweep and things like that, basically attacking mindset. And that's the mindset that you saw with the Indian team as well when they came out to bat. Whether it was Yashasvi Jaiswal, whether it was Akshar Patel, or even KL Rahul played a shot like that, Jurel also trying to get Rishabh Pant, everyone, the mindset was that we have to chase. I think with an exception of Washington Sundar, who was ready to grind it out, I didn't see too many other players who were ready to grind it out. Whereas the biggest example that you had in the test match, who played the match winning knock, was Temba Bavuma, who did exactly this. So my point is, now you're going with that aggressive mindset. I'm sorry, but this is how I see it. Maybe I'm old school. That you get into that aggressive mindset when you know I can't master the art of playing spin bowling. I'm not capable of doing it. I then only have one option, that I'll, keep sweeping, or I'll dance down the wicket, I keep hammering him, don't allow the ball to bounce, and so many things. Those things also work. Navjot Singh, Sidhu did it, Krem Gooch did it, sweep, Sidhu didn't allow the ball to bounce. All that is good. That also can come as a bit of a surprise element, but the basic has to be that you have to trust your defense. And at test level, you have to be very comfortable about spending time on the crease, no matter what the situation, and trust your defense and say, no, if I've made up my mind, I can stick here for long. No bowler is going to get me out. But I also get the feeling that instead of instilling that confidence in the team, that listen, work on your defense, find out a way where you have to keep batting for as long as you can, you're telling them, no, go hit out or miss out, because you will have a ball with your name on it and all that things. I mean,
Could this be a result of maybe this realization could be unspoken of in the dressing room, but the fact that in 3 days time you don't develop that sort of a technique where you start trusting your defense in 3 days time. Short term solution, come up with these wild shots.
Fantastic point. You can't develop those techniques in 3 days. Then why the hell would you want those spinning pitches? What's my point? You can't get this batting lineup to do that. Then you are okay. If you're touring abroad and they're giving you this, then you have no option. Then you find the second best option, saying that these are turning tracks. Now I can't teach them overnight to trust their defense. Now please guys, that's why visiting teams would do that, because a Gooch would know that listen, I can't now learn how to be a master at playing at spin, so I need to come out with a different sort of a strategy, employ the sweep, because he has no control over spinning tracks. You have that control now. But you're saying, no, I will make it tough for myself. I want to walk through hell, through rivers of coal.
And you could see also Jurel constantly going for a reverse sweep. So not only are you going for sweeps, you're employing the same strategy that we were criticizing England's bass bowlers for. Please make it make sense. You're like, it didn't work for them, and now it will not work for us.
And I think Ashwin said it. It's quite blunt in his assessment. Completely agree, and that's my point. He said it straight up. We're not the best players of spin going around in the world at this point in time. Most Western teams are better than India now.
Ironically, the next point which he makes, you can switch over to the other one as well. No, there's another one as well, if I'm not mistaken. Just check. I remember I did this video. No, never mind. See, they come to India and practice playing spin more than us. That's point number 2. They are actually coming here and with the mentality that, okay, whatever time we have, we're going to try practicing, trying to be patient rather than just going for hike, side batted shots, Hail Mary shots. They're coming and practicing. You're actually doing that. They're taking that challenge, and not just that, they're coming prepared with bowlers as well. You saw Australia do it in the VGT, you saw England do it when they came, and all are bringing unknown spinners. South Africa have also got 3 spinners. If you get a spinning track, you know very well that they've got a Muthuswamy on the bench. So not only are they being prepared in terms of their batting, they're also coming mano a mano as far as spin bowling is concerned. So why then are you feeding into that advantage? Why make the game a lottery and focus or take the focus away from skill? Skill wise, you still have better bowlers. Why are you not making pitches that suit them?
Akashdeep also came for practice.
He didn't bowl,
That's not
so
going to help because you're not going to play him now.
he's not going to play now, surely.
Making a pitch like that. Otherwise, trust the groundsman, red soil, good bouncy pitch, good for batting. Play an Akashdeep as well. Play 3 fast bowlers. Go with that team. No, none of that is going to happen. Anyway, but yeah, the update I did say that now with reports emerging that there is a good chance Shubman plays. But if he does not, just a hypothetical question, who do you bring into the team?
You have to bring an NKR. You have to bring an NKR. It has to be Nitish Kumar Reddy.
I mean, I would actually send an SOS. I would get a Sarfraz.
Yeah, I agree. Or Ritu.
Yeah, but again, Ruturaj is a top order batter. No, I need in number 4.
Gill is a 3-4 you can drop potentially one of them lower. That's all right.
Play, no, 3. Now you're going to groom him. Now what do you do? That's also the thing. How many number 3s have you had?
Dear God.
Your number 3s have changed so much. Karun Nair, Sai, Sudarshan, Washington, Sundar, Gill was
Gill himself.
Yeah, Gill was the first. Yeah.
KL, I think, got a test or 2 where he was pushed to number 3. Even Rohit came back, I think.
Rohit
Yeah, BGT.
Or batting middle order.
We've been just shuffling everyone here. Patikal played number 3, I think.
Against England. Yes. Against England.
7 number 3 in the last 2 years. Yeah. So
it's a rule at the moment.
Doing that, I mean, that's the other problem. Can you
musical chairs?
Like I mean, I can recall number 3s. Yeah, Gundappa Vishwanath, your number 3, you can remember. Okay, you Azharuddin, your number 3 for years, you can remember. Rahul Dravid, your number 3 for the longest time, you can remember. Pujara, your number 3, you remember that. Now it is.
You remember, even for that matter, the modern day greats. You remember a Steve Smith coming out to bat at that position. You remember a Joe Root coming out to bat at that position. Why? Because that's an important position. It's not like you decided wake up and let's play.
I must say, that number 3 problem is real across test teams. Australia don't have a settled number 3. Pope is no great example of a good number 3.
They're trying their regular number 3s to do it. Now they'll get a Lavus Kakne to do it at least.
He's
he
not
may not get runs. You
yeah.
drop him is another thing. That can happen.
But nobody is being adventurous enough like the Indian team to make an all-rounder bat at number 3. Have
That's
somebody 7-8 start to bat at number 3. Nobody till now has been ambitious enough to do that.
Yeah.
That was
question.
Quite something.
What?
Gutsy, foolhardy, whatever it is you want to call it.
yeah.
Gutsy is being very generous to them, I will say.
I don't know whether what we're saying is an echo chamber because all of us seem to agree. But that's why it's always good to have you guys join us live. It also gives us another perspective. Whether sometimes we are being overcritical or whether that is the general sentiment that everyone seems to share.
Mm-hmm.
Ashish Dhar says that batsmen should take inspiration from the way Sachin and VVS played against Australian spinners in the second innings against Mumbai Test of 2004 on a square turner.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
India won that test match.
In 3 days.
I was there at the ground. And yeah, I mean, it was impossible. Michael Clarke was, Derek Underwood.
Yeah. 6 wickets.
Yeah.
Murli, we had our own Murli Karthik.
Murli Karthik. Your third spinner because you went in that game with 3.
Yeah.
Ashish Dhar was another one. This time he says that even the Lagan pitch would have been rated better by the ICC.
No, by the way, what should be the rating for this pitch?
Should be unsatisfactory, right?
No, the Indian team is satisfied with it. You're saying unsatisfied.
The up and down nature of the pitch, I think, pushes it into that category. It can be satisfactory because of the uneven bounce.
Uneven bounce itself should put it in that category.
Yeah.
Simple as.
Team is happy. Mr. Gavaskar, who's our expert, has said that there's nothing wrong with the pitch.
I mean, they're all entitled to an opinion. It's fair. I don't think this is a good pitch. By no stretch.
Perhaps unsatisfactory.
Yeah.
What did the Cape Town pitch get?
Unsatisfactory.
It wasn't that vicious though.
1.5 days, man.
But
That was
came out all
100, what, 107 overs? in that match?
yeah.
What
The
is
shortest ever Test match
Yeah.
for
He
balls.
came out all guns blazing,
that? You had to?
batting. man.
You
You had to. That
That
pitch was.
How much were you
Success.
chasing? 70 odd.
Haan.
You had to do it because that pitch was a lottery. It was an
Yeah.
ultimate lottery.
See, that's the problem. I know at the moment now you've only got these three categories. Earlier you had four, five. But yeah, you have to just pick one. Maybe borderline satisfactory on the lower side of it.
Steve Tickler says the coach's manager will travel, but
You
him.
take the second Ashish.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Ashish, that's the third,
Third.
actually. He says that players and coaches are selected in tests because of IPL. Being a little harsh, but that's
But,
cheeky.
But that point was made here yesterday as well.
No, other than that, but it's factually correct.
Yeah. An IPL win is what propelled Gautam Gambhir into Indian team
But
coaching.
2 good years, good work
No,
at
I'm not saying
LSG
that,
as mentor.
that he doesn't have the credentials to be an India coach. I'm not saying that at all. He's been a good test player as well. So it's not that he doesn't have the credential, but I think the point that Ashish is making is that
Those credentials come to the fore because of the IPL.
that happened and that was a catalyst. With
Yeah.
which-
It's like Ajinkya Rahane's test recall in 2023, right? We knew he's a great test player.
Yeah,
but
but
what did he get recalled?
Yeah.
Because he had a good IPL season.
Correct, similar.
Yeah. So Steve Tickler says the coach's manager will travel with him, but players, chefs, managers, family, etc. will stay away. The coach superstar culture is present now instead of player superstar.
Interesting.
Very
But
interesting.
actually, technically, even players are allowed to take whoever they want. I think what the BCCI has said that it cannot be on BCCI's expense and
Payroll. Yeah.
yeah. You want to? How can you restrain someone from?
Travel.
You know, in fact, if you remember, a lot of family members of the current Indian team they were in Australia majority of time, but they were on their own. You know, like families like are there, father, mother, whoever, sister, they're all there, but that's fine. If they, for them also, imagine if one of your close relatives was playing for India, wouldn't you want to travel if you could and watch their matches? And
Sure.
so, and you'll say, fine, BCCI is right by saying you can't be part of the entourage of BCCI. Fine, but I'll separately travel. If you can afford it, you book your own tickets to all those venues.
Yeah.
Get your own tickets, sit and watch all matches.
Also,
live.
this is not always about cricket, entertainment, whatever. This is also about being close to your kin. And these things.
Let's say there's a father who's worked all his life on his son and he goes on to become a cricketer. Why wouldn't he be traveling across the world and watching him play live?
Yeah.
It reminds
That's his
me.
dream as well.
It reminds me of when I think it was Nitish Kumar Reddy who got that 100
Yeah.
MCG.
MCG.
Yeah.
His father was celebrating in and amongst the crowd.
100%. I completely agree. How many sacrifices they would have made for him to be
Absolutely.
there. They all deserve that to be there.
It depends on a lot
How
of
does
them.
that matter? अभी वो ऑस्ट्रेलिया में थे पूरे टूर में
Ah,
फिर वो सेम चीज क्यों नहीं बोले? Just a-
double standards. Answer, that is. Yeah. Steve Ticklow again says that thought players need to go to domestic to hone their skills. Let's apply the same to our superstar coach. Go to domestic to learn coaching.
No.
Test, not IPL passion. But that's not how it works.
There's a joke. Even some people sent me this. That see, is this true? Like this is a joke. Some people put it out. Breaking news that coach will be sent there to.
Breaking news by who? The Onion?
Virat have asked the coach to go. I was like, it's a
Broke first
joke.
on WhatsApp groups.
And the Onion.
And the Onion.
Yeah.
It's a joke. Yeah, come on.
No, in fact, even Sridhar Savarkar makes the same joke. Says, is it true that after this series, Gigi has been asked to go and coach the domestic Ranji team to be eligible for coaching the next
It's
series?
a meme. It's a joke.
Don't
Yeah.
fall for it, guys.
Please don't fall for it.
Yeah.
Arey yaar. Shiva Subramaniam says tomorrow is the second year anniversary of the November 19 trauma.
Go ahead. Go for it. Say something, yaar.
I've already,
Shiva.
with Shivam and Saranj, have
I
touched on it
I know,
already earlier in the day.
It was a sad day. But after the day got over, you guys went and party, didn't you? Of course.
I wasn't there.
You did.
I
You
didn't.
did.
I wasn't
Why? I'll tell you why. Because while we were all sad, But we had already decided that at the end of the final, we will all as a team go out for dinner and drinks, because we had also worked tirelessly.
It was a long
throughout that
tournament.
So we had decided, irrespective of the result, we'll go out. Of course, that going out would have been very different had India been world champions.
Then we
What
wouldn't have
we-
gone out. Then we would have been
We
here till
would have-
4 in the
we would
morning.
have- We would have. We anyway left at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock. At
Yeah.
night. We left very
Then
late.
it would have been 4 in the morning.
Whatever, it would have been very different. No, the mood would have been very different.
Yeah.
But my whole point is, we were upset that day, and for the week after that, then after that, move forward.
It's one of those wounds.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Still find it weird when people talk about that tournament. The kind of run you had, how you went and lost that final.
I can share, like, it still hurts. You make me watch a few videos and I may just have some water coming down the eye.
In fact, you know what it tells you? That final, it teaches you the perils of messing with pitches. That's the big lesson from there. Don't mess with pitches. You had a sporting pitch. You were the favorites to win that final. Messed it up for yourself, and then you got the worst end of the conditions. That's your lesson.
Steve Ticklow with, I believe, the last one for the day. He says his last one for the day.
My last one.
His last one. Perhaps.
Perhaps, maybe.
Yeah. It's what, fourth?
I think so.
Anyway, says that Nikhil, but we were given the argument that if family is present, player is not available for dinner or team bonding activities. So if the family is now present, what changes?
No, it was actually not that. I mean, players do make themselves available for dinner and team bonding. You can still do that. I think if you can put some SOPs in place, say that such and such, this is a team dinner, you got to be there, I'm sure players will reach there. But you can't physically restrain someone from not taking their families, or setting a certain rule. That I think the issue with BCCI came up, that BCCI had to handle the logistics, families going, same aircraft, bookings have to be done for so many more people, and if every player is coming with a huge staff and family, then how does it really translate into efficiency in terms of cricket? All of those things were done, but as soon as they said no, now we'll only manage the players, those many days family is allowed, and in those many days, effectively, if I could just put it in simple words, like, you can be part of the team bubble. On other days, if you want to, you can't be part of that team bubble. It's as simple as that. And yet you want to bring your family, and you can't stop them from not being in the same city or going to the ground to watch them. BCCI can't control that. But yeah, what they can control is that we have a team bubble that we have created during a series, and on only these days out of the entire tour, you'll be part, and you pick your time, or the management will pick, and then you can be part of that bubble. I think those are certain things which I feel is fine as well. I think it is fine. Nobody really wants to alienate a player from his family or keep him away from the family. They are not the issue as such. I think these steps were taken to just bring about a bit of a structure and a bit of a discipline, which I think people that were there on tour during the Australia tour realized. It had been happening for some time, realized that no, things are getting out of hand, we can't keep the team together if we allow. And that was not the only issue. Many other things came up in that meeting. For example, domestic cricket, how players are taking that lightly, players are picking and choosing when they'll be available. All of those things came under certain structure that needed to be put in place, and they put that in place to ensure that there is better efficiency in the team's performance. But I don't think anyone's really, it's not a school where you're really out to get someone to be away from your family thing. That was a sentiment with which those rules had been brought in. Okay, Mr. Tikolo again, he says, Nikhil, give Smriti
Strength and conditioning.
coach interview on Cricket Buzz a read. Acha, okay. What impact it had on Smriti, how much she got benefit. BCCI should support such things. But I think BCCI does.
They do.
does.
Yeah, and what Smriti is talking about now, Virat has been speaking about it for a very long time.
True.
I remember, in fact, I had also interviewed him. That interview was, I've forgotten the year, and that interview was mostly about his fitness and you know. No, that was different where I did with AB de Villiers and him and UZCL. That's separate. There was one that before that I just did with Virat, and that was primarily about his fitness, because I remember one thing where he said that I asked him the fittest, and he said everyone says I'm the fittest, and you know I think that needs to be revisited, because he got a lot of flack for it. And when Bumrah said fast bowlers are, and I know what answer you want, but
That was last year, no?
yeah, but I'm saying previous to that, when I did his interview, when he was still fit, that's why I'm saying Virat unfortunately got targeted because of that. They're saying that he's targeting Virat, but Virat himself, I remember in that interview, when I asked him who's the fittest, he himself didn't take his name. He took Umesh Yadav's name. He said he's far more fitter. He's a fast bowler. So I'm saying, you know, people were very quick to on that fact that listen, see, Bumrah showed him the place. But that's not the case at all. Virat himself accepted it. At that time, I had asked him. He said, I'm fit and all that, and you guys are saying that, but take a look at Umesh and you see the way he works out. Can't even match up to how fit he is and things that he's doing. So I remember that the whole thing about fitness. And one other thing that he mentioned, I still remember, he said, what is fitness and how does it make a difference? You know, people say, oh, he's fit, but actually translates into the game. And he gave a few examples. He said, same thing, maybe, you know, I'm batting on 80, 90, I get out. Why? Because that physical fitness is not there. I'm drained, I'm tired, I play a lazy shot. That fitness, I'll go and get 100, but nobody will relate it to my fitness. They'll say, oh, well done, concentrated. But actually it came down to my fitness, that I did not get tired or play a lazy stroke at that time because my fitness allowed me. Secondly, he said, a lot of time, a fit player will take a catch which will look like a regulation catch to you, but he'll end up taking more catch, and then you can have another person who would have to dive for that catch, and because of diving you'll clap and say, oh, well tried, but it was a tough catch, couldn't take it. But had he been, you know, 2 notches fitter, that dive wouldn't have been needed. He would have reached half a second quicker to that spot and would have taken it. So those things, he said, are not visibly there on the field, but it makes a huge difference overall to the result. But you can't, it's like pollution, right? I mean, it's harming us, but nobody is going after it because there is no visible harm. It's not like you breathe and you fall down. If that was the case, then everyone would take it seriously. But because it harms you slowly and the effects are gradual, we're like, okay, it's part of our life. Every day we'll breathe this. How does it matter?
Things would have been very different as what environmentalists and everyone's saying. It's exactly the same logic, you know. The world would have been vegetarian if slaughterhouses were made of glass. It's the same logic that only if we were able to see what's happening to our lungs every day, day in, day out, then perhaps.
And it's not immediate. Like for example, if you have dirty water, you know, you'll refrain from having it, because if you do, you're going to get diarrhea or an upset stomach, or you know you'll be in bed for 5 days, so you'll avoid it. But to breathe, you know, you won't drink dirty water. You won't, because you know if I give you a glass of dirty water, you won't drink it. You know what harm, because it will happen immediately. But you're breathing the dirty air, which is harming you even more than that. Just that it will take time and we can't see it.
True.
Same thing with that fitness thing. So, I mean, the Indian men's team was doing it for a long time. I think that Kaushik what was his name? That Basu trainer, he's the one who strength and conditioning. He had got one Basu coach which Virat had recommended.
Yeah, I think he used to work for RCB also at one point.
I think so, and then he kind of changed their mentality and the way they worked on their fitness a bit away from the traditional way. And that happened in Indian cricket a long time ago. I think it was Adrian Leroux, I think he was in his first stint.
The first one.
Yeah. He's come back, but I think in his first stint, he's the one who actually opened. I was speaking to, I think it was KF and the likes, and he said the first time, because we used to do fitness one way, and then suddenly when he came in, we realized, you know, what is really strength and conditioning. And when he started working on us, we saw there's a big difference how you need to work in your body and the things you need to do. So it's been there for the men's team for some time now. Shanu K.
Says wins that spoiled their own teams. One is Pakistan winning the World Cup 2022 semi-finals. Pakistan. Fixated on Babar Rizwan as an opening pair.
Yeah.
The 2-2 England series 2025 India. It protected Gigi from being sacked. Number 3 is England's Bazball win versus New Zealand 2022. It protected Baz. Number 4 CSK IPL 2023 win. It extended MSD's tenure.
Some of them are contentious. Some of them are bang on.
Yeah, I don't think 3 is bad. Neither do I think 4 is bad. But one
is bang on.
One is very true. One is very true.
Actually, that, you know, when they won that thing and then they just Because it was a massive win for them. You have to
Yeah.
say, beating India in the World Cup for the very first time.
No, 22. He's talking about 22 is the semi-final when they reached the final.
No. I think he's
Yeah.
talking
No,
about.
World Cup 2022.
You're talking about the 10-wicket win, right?
Ah, that was 21.
That was 21.
Yeah.
In 22 we beat them, MCG.
Yeah, no, but he's talking semis 22.
So he's talking about the fact that they won that, reached the final.
the final.
It pretty much solidified
No,
in their
I think
mind.
the worst for them was beating India in 21.
Because that gave a false sense of like,
They thought they've conquered everything, don't have to
Yeah.
move. Because it was a massive win, as I said, first time beating India.
in an ICC
And
tournament.
that didn't work for
Look
them
how
in the
that
long
aged.
run.
And now they're back to power.
Yeah, but because that I've said it earlier as well.
They don't have anyone.
They
better.
don't. I mean, you may like him or not, but in the Pakistan setup, he's still one of the better batters.
True.
If you were like India, where you had Abhishek Vermas of the world and Tilak pushing you, then I could agree. But who do they go to? No, they got Hussain Talat and the likes who. come
And
in
they
as
have to
a
go
replacement.
to Noman
So
and all.
Babar, any day
people
eyes
who are-
closed, I'll take.
Yeah.
Over those players that you've got.
True.
Rakesh Bhushan says that Nikhil, when I was growing up, there was this system where in each center they used to get match by match rotation. Now we see Ahmedabad getting major changes post COVID.
Major
Did
matches.
Dalmia and Srinivas did the same thing with Kolkata and Chennai?
No, that's not the case. See, I mean, no, there was a fixed rotation policy that was there. I don't think it exists in that form anymore. But you got to remember why that is happening. In those days, each association's vote mattered because you had to win elections. There used to be elections, so you had to rotate it and allow every association to get that. Now for the last two tenures, there have been no elections.
I mean, there have
In a
been
sense.
elections, but
I mean, when I mean
Unopposed.
no elections, it's
held. Yeah. It's an all-opposed election.
so when that is the case, then you don't need votes. You don't need to please
You
anyone.
don't need to please the state associations.
Done.
And you're anyway pumping in a lot of money into the state associations by the IPL.
Yeah.
So they're not even having to worry about
It's a
getting.
lot more random now than it
Yeah.
used to be earlier.
Yeah. Rakesh Bhushan once again saying that of late India's bowling coaches are predominantly overseas ex-fast bowlers. Don't you think that when you're playing in dusty sand pitches in India, the former Indian spinner should coach in the home series?
Good
I mean, you can have a spin
Fair
consultant
point.
on place.
Fair
It is
point.
absolutely. I mean, overseas team hire Indian spin consultant.
Yeah,
Because
all the
look
time
at
he used to be
IPL teams,
hired.
there is a
Sriram is hired by Australia for the longest time. He was their bowling coach. A lot of overseas teams hire Pakistani coach. Sakleen was with the English team.
English
for
team,
a
Bangladesh team as well.
So yeah, I completely agree.
Look at IPL teams. Yeah, there's a fast bowling coach, spin bowling coach, head coach, assistant coach.
Assistant head coach. There are all sorts of positions.
Yeah.
Mentors.
Mentors, ambassadors,
Everything possible.
something for everyone.
Agreed. Freaking Awesome says 5 bowlers are absolutely fine in tests as it is hard to rotate 4 bowlers nowadays as players are playing so many games. It's hard to bowl long spells, but 6 bowlers a bit too much. I
Yeah.
maybe have a point, but I'm still tilted towards 4 bowlers. I think I can manage. I would then get my spinners to do bulk of the bowling. I would, but 5, sure enough. I was okay. 3 fast bowlers, 2 spinners,
Yeah.
works. And 2 of your spinners are all rounders. Your batting is sorted. You could do that. I agree. Or in that sense, 3 spinners with Kuldeep being that spinner, 2 fast bowlers and 2 all-rounders as spin bowlers. I kind of agree, yeah. But the tired test matches you're having 2.5 days, how many overs do you need to be bowled anyway? I think your fast bowlers were under bowled in the second inning. You didn't bring them on when you needed to. That second innings for South Africa would have finished much
Day
earlier.
3. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, do you think India should try and give a long rope to either Ruturaj or Sarfraz at number 3? I mean, those are valid points, but they're not even going to them now. Long rope though comes when you give them a rope.
There is no rope.
They haven't got any rope at all. Yeah, I mean, the ones who were supposed to get the long rope haven't also gotten the long rope. Karun Nair for his second stint didn't get a long rope. Sai Sudarshan, you thought they'd said we'll get a long rope. His long rope has finished very fast. Don't know. Karthik S says, do we need spin bowling consultant or someone who was good at playing spin? I mean,
Gauti was excellent at playing spin.
yeah, I mean, we also got Sitanshu Kotak, who's been a domestic
Domestic legend.
stalwart, so he can always see. And I don't always believe that you have to be an international player. You know, if you've played enough of top level cricket, first class cricket, I'm sure you can make a good coach. So I mean, you have
Moy
batters.
Majumdar is a prime example.
Yeah, you have batters there who can help you out to do that. But yeah, there's no harm in getting a spin bowling coach as well. But I don't still think your spinners are the problem. They'll still get you wickets, and they have been getting you wickets. So batting that didn't stand up.
Agree.
B2 says, didn't Sehwag make spin look like nothing? Imagine this generation batters playing Mendes, Murli and Herat. Up next, Sri Lanka won't be an easy task too. But to be honest, you listen to Sehwag, he said Murli though he also had
He could never read Murli.
nightmares. Yeah. That's an easy. And I remember that series in Sri Lanka that Mendes and Murli just... Poof.
7-8 was it?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God, unplayable.
We've been, as a team, we've launched so many spinners to the world.
Prabhat Jayasuriya at goal. India get ready.
And then Dunit Vela lage.
Allah lage.
But sir, in your interview, Murli said that toughest batsman was Sehwag.
No, yeah, he also said both have huge respect, but Sehwag also accepts that, that.
Yeah, but anyone else, Sehwag.
But Sehwag, the good thing is what Sehwag is like, because he could not read him, so he's like, I should just not allow the ball to bounce. And then go to dance down. So, and then.
As Ashwin famously narrates that story, he says first time that I saw Virupaji in the nets, he would treat off spinners with disdain, and I was just filled with fear to bowl to. And I asked him, why does he bat like that? Why is he only dealing about like off spinner ko bowler thodi na hota hai?
Which is very ironic because he was a part-time off spinner.
Yeah, he's not a bad off spinner.
He was a fairly decent off spinner in ODI cricket. Yeah.
He was. His son is an off spinner now. One of his sons. One's a batter, the other is an off spinner.
Imagine how disappointed he must be at the off spinner kid. Kya kar raha hai yaar?
No, why?
And it's a joke, obviously. He's not going to be disappointed.
because I'm saying, because I think he was underrated off spinner.
Yeah, he was fairly good for that generation.
Yeah.
I think he was a
Good
very
finger
good.
spinner.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a story. I played a match against him in Firozshah Kotla. It was against ONGC. So it was a Media 11 versus ONGC. He was playing for ONGC. And he came out to bowl, and there was a colleague of mine who was batting. He was just joking around him. So he was famous for asking a lot of interviews. Interview karna hai, he used to be. So he came out to bat, and Viru at the ball, he said, "Chal chauka maar dega na mere ko ek, to I'll give you an interview." First ball he had him plumb leg before, but the umpire didn't give. Next ball, through bat and pad, that gap,
Bowled.
bail flying off the off stump.
So no interview.
No interview. So I told you. 1-4 average.
But yeah, Sehwag I think was one of those players, he did not respect spinners, particularly off spinners.
Yeah.
Less said the better about them. Off spinners, he just did not. Treated them with such disdain.
Yeah.
In fact, I think it was John Wright who summed it up. He said that Viru, he'd see the spinners, and after demolishing all the fast bowlers on the first day of a test match, he'd look at the spinners and go, oh goody dessert.
Yeah.
That was his mindset when it came down to spinners. Poor guy.
Okay, Sandeep from the
It
US.
would only be Viru to ask an opposing captain to bring the filter up just because he wanted to get this. Hindi also obliged.
And what's funny is that Imzi obliged.
Hindi obliged. The man smashes a six also after that.
Oh, God.
Other story about Viru also. The two umpires, have you heard? The umpire said that he asked him, "Are you in Delhi?" The match.
Yeah,
He said
Delhi.
everything is good. He said, everything is good, but there's no ice cream after lunch. So you know that story. Or?
Yeah, but
So he said no ice cream. So he went to, when there was a tea break, just before the tea break, he sent a message saying, "जो भी caterer है, अगर next year if you want the contract, I want ice cream at tea time for the umpires." Whatever, he sent a message. So tea time happened. The umpires went. All flavors of ice creams were there. So the umpire had it, and then he came. So he asked him also.
So
how
Delhi
was
it happened, na?
Yeah. Delhi. So he asked him, how is the tea? He said, very good. I got ice cream, very nice ice cream. So he's like, and then sure enough, some match, there was a close LB.
He himself says it.
Yeah, he himself says it.
Yeah, he himself says it. Who was it? I think it was Aleem Dar or
No. It was.
No, I'm just saying one of the umpires. I think it was.
No. It was an English umpire. If I'm not mistaken, one of them. I forgot.
I'm not saying in this particular regard. Just this one time, I was looking at this interview where this umpire only, one of the Pakistani umpires only, I think, and he says that Viru would ensure that we're treated very well. He would always ensure that we are taken care of. वो जाएगा बता देगा अच्छा यहाँ से ये कराना, and he would also ensure that you don't have to pay a single penny. Lucknow you are going अच्छा मेरा नाम ले लेना ये हो जाएगा वो हो जाएगा.
No, that was separate, but the ground. In fact, he himself says that he told the caterer, he called the caterer, who is the head of the caterer, the guy. He said, if you want the contract to continue, I want all ice cream for the umpire room.
And that bad story, one umpire asked for bat for his son, and he gave those bats.
Acha, I don't know.
This one I didn't know.
Ah.
Sandeep says that if we asked for such a pitch, why did we not pick batsmen to do the job? It's self-conflicting. The issue is bigger than losing a test. This problem would have been covered up if we had won. The problem is the direction. Wholeheartedly agree.
Completely agree. I think that's exactly what we've been saying for the longest time.
Is that the macro is more concerning here? Never mind losing one test. This is a consistent trap you find yourselves in, and it's a trap of your own making.
Yeah.
This is not like in the early 2000s where you couldn't play away. There at least you knew that was a problem that came about which was not made by you. Here तो self-inflicted wounds. अपने ही पैर पे कुल्हाड़ी you're doing. And now figuring it out. Steve Ticklow addressing me saying that before the series you said Sri Lanka will be cakewalk. Do you still concur with that statement? I reminded you of Prabhat and company. Yeah, even with Prabhat and company, I think you can still beat Sri Lanka. If you don't, then Gambhir may as well pack his own bags.
I think
At the moment, though, signs don't look pleasing.
The signs don't look good, I agree. But you'll win. You should win.
Yeah. Okay.
If you're not winning that series, by the way, then you can
wave WTC bye-bye also.
Exactly. You can kiss WTC bye-bye already.
And you know who's your last series at home? Australia.
Yeah. 5-match series.
Forget
You
about
have to
it.
play New Zealand next year.
Yeah. You have very tough.
Yeah. And now one you've lost.
You only have 3 series left in this cycle.
Yes. After this.
You've got New Zealand, Sri Lanka
Away.
and
Yeah.
Australia home.
Yeah.
That's it. 5 tests for Australia.
For Australia.
Yeah.
2-2 for Sri Lanka and New Zealand.
Very tough. Very tough.
Yeah. You're at 4th spot right now in the WTC table.
Gill's that comment I think will not age well.
Which is?
The only toss I want to win is the WTC final toss.
No, I mean, in fact, last cycle, and then that's where the scrutiny for the coach will come in, because when he took over, you were almost guaranteed a WTC final.
Correct.
Before you went and lost in Australia, and then
First New Zealand, then
New
Australia.
Zealand.
Yeah.
That New Zealand series killed it. Completely ruined everything for you.
Completely. You needed, I think, 4 wins or something after you had beaten Bangladesh.
Then of course, you were still sort of alive after that series, but you need a 4-1 win in Australia.
Forget about it.
That was never going to happen.
Exactly.
Never going to happen.
agreed. Okay, Pavan Hola says, Nikhil sir, don't you think our tactics over last 2 years are so poor, especially in tests? We are so defensive in field setting, especially. Example for Bumrah, they keep deep point, which gives easy single. It's certain places in England I felt like that. I will agree. Not so much in this series so far, but yeah, certain places in England it was definitely like that. But again, he's a young captain, so be patient with him. Mr. Fukre says, you guys do a great job. Don't agree with all the points, but you guys have real valid arguments. I don't get to watch live due to work, but I don't miss any of your shows.
Today he's watching live. I'm glad.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, that's exactly what our endeavor is, to just have fun, and you guys just join in the fun. That's our only motive, nothing else. We often said, even when we started very small, it didn't matter how many people watch us. Even if it was 5, we had fun. Now we have a huge family of closing in on 7 lakh, so we're happy. Freaking Awesome was a regular viewer. He says, I love sports today because you guys are expressing your honest opinions and not hesitating to criticize the management when they're doing something wrong. That again is our other endeavor. We don't want to be over the top all the time. We've also defended sometime where we thought that any player or management, they've got undue criticism. We try to balance it out. But there are sometimes where you think that you need to call a spade, and that's exactly what our job is, and that's exactly
Absolutely.
what we try to do as well.
We're done with those.
Sandeep's just sent us a lot of love though.
So much string stuck.
Okay, Vaibhav Tarangi says now the home test against good teams scares me more than the other. Speaking for all of us.
GG Impact, aura.
There is Shane saying who's a huge GG fan.
I love GG, but I think in tests he's been, very, very under par. Very under par.
Pavan Ola says, will we see Rohit as captain for South Africa ODI series if Gill is out of the series? Pavan, first things first, as we've just said, I think there's a good chance he'll play the second test. I think that's the reports that are emerging. But okay, because he has a hypothetical question, what would you do?
I would go back to him. Whether he takes it is a different matter. I don't think he would.
Yeah, I don't think Rohit will take that.
Yeah. Although I don't think you're going back to him.
Also, but I don't think he
Yeah,
will.
but then your problem is actually right now there's a huge void. Your vice captain is also out for a while, yeah? Cheers.
Would you make the captain? I
Hardik, probably. I think Hardik is your best option. Led India in the past.
Or you can make Pant the captain because there's a good
Pant
chance.
doesn't play ODIs.
No, Pant was backup. Champions Trophy, he was in the squad, didn't make the 11. So there's a good chance now with a Shreyas as well as a Gill if he's out. He'll come in as a batter, even if you're not looking at. He's going to be your next backup.
KL could be your captain as well since we're talking keepers.
I think KL now
Kind of done with captaincy.
Yeah, and I think that's a good thing for KL as well.
Then maybe Hardik. I think seems your only legitimate option.
Or
Bumrah. But Bumrah isn't playing ODIs. So Hardik.
one of them you'll go with. Okay. Kevin John Abraham says, surprise if you doctored the wicket to suit you, why did the batter look surprised and had no shots to counter the same? Exactly the question.
It
Kevin,
just shows your doctoring in itself is wrong.
absolutely. Nail
On
head. Absolutely right. This is exactly what we had also mentioned. Okay, absolute final comment. Amit Sharma says, any chance of Ruturaj in ODIs in place of Iyer or Jurel is there?
there's been a lot of chatter about Rutu, truth be told.
And he's playing in the A series against South Africa. Got 100, I think, in one match.
Could be
Good.
like that.
I just hope he doesn't get injured before that chance.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke.
Yeah.
It happens with him. And it happened, by the way, South Africa only 2022, 3 years prior.
Yeah.
Got injured against them, then just pretty much found himself on the outs.
Yep. Yeah. Chala, on that note, we'll wind up another edition of the Dugout. Thank you so much, guys, as always, for your company. Do give us your love, give us a like on the video, and lots more content that's up on Sports Today. Tomorrow, we were discussing, and I didn't have a chance to get your feedback on that, but do leave it in the comment section after the live. We were thinking of doing the Dugout on IPL, and let's take a closer look at now what teams need to do in the IPL auction. So we'll try and break it down maybe tomorrow, day after in the Dugout. That will be our endeavor. On Friday we can always get back to doing preview of the test match. So let us know what you think of that.
Yeah.
If you guys veto it, then we'll get back to test cricket. Whatever you guys. Take care. Bye bye.
Nandri,
Night.
Shubh Ratri, Shabak Hair, eat your vegetables.
Don't trouble your mother and subscribe to Sports Today.